he was a painter.
So Lee Saunders thinks that Serial Pharrell looks a bit like Bob Ross.
A painter who only used red.
And Kay Philly with the comment of the year said, he paints happy little trees in blood. Alright, so a lot of people are writing comments about the evil children of the forest and their secret plan. I did some digging. Did you know that Leaf told Bran that she walked around the world of men for 200 years, watching, listening, and learning? What did she learn? That's the key, and I figured it out. But first, let's frame this. We need to distinguish between the different groups of the children of the forest. We've got the children of the past and the children of the present. And the children of the present can be further divided into the children of Bloodraven's Cave and the ones of the God's Eye, the Isle of Faces. What we're really analyzing here is the current situation, but let's look at their past choices first. If legend can be believed, which in this case I think it can, the first men and the children warred thousands of years ago. And the children used some pretty gnarly magic. They wore
direwolves and snow bears, cave lions and eagles, mammoths and serpents.
And they used their weirwood trees to spy. They may have even done some crazier stuff, like causing volcanic eruptions, earthquakes, and accordingly tsunamis. There are rumors that the land here was once connected, but the children of the forest broke the Arm of Dorne, flooding it to prevent any more humans from coming over and cutting down their happy trees. It makes you wonder, did they try the same thing up here at the neck? Is that why it's so swampy there? Maybe they tried flooding it just like the Arm of Dorne, but they didn't fully succeed. Who knows? But we do know, at least in the show version of the story, that the children of the forest created the White Walkers.
We were at war. We were being slaughtered. Our sacred trees cut down. We needed to defend ourselves.
And it makes sense. The children were few in numbers, but the White Walkers could turn the humans' numbers advantage against them. Brilliant. Thankfully, the wisest of both races, children and men, eventually met upon the Isle of the God's Eye to form the pact, a peace pact. One of the main tenets of this pact is that the first men had to stop cutting down the weirwood trees, and the Sacred Order of the Green Men was formed to keep watch over the Isle of Faces. So in terms of the far past, the children of the forest were not evil per se. They did some bad stuff, like converting these two dudes into White Walkers against their will. But that's the way of war. As Thoros told Bran in the books, some nights, nights with a K, some nights are dark and full of terror, milady. War makes monsters of us all. So back then, the children of the forest weren't evil. They were just doing what they had to do to survive. But that's not the debate here. The question is, are the current children evil? Are they tricking Bran? What did Leaf learn when she walked around the realms of man for 200 years? And what is her secret plan? There are two ways to look at this. The children in the books and the children in the show. In the show, there are 6 children of the forest at the cave, and in the books, there are more than 300 living singers at the cave. I think that means like 60. In the books, there are also a bunch of children of the forest wed to the trees. Just like Bloodraven, what I mean is, for all intents and purposes, they're dead. They can open their eyes, but they can't move, they can't walk around. They have roots growing through and around their bodies, and they're fueled by the weirwood itself. And there's a good chance that that is the case for the Green Men on the Isle of Faces too. Most likely, there aren't any children of the forest running around there acting like squirrels. I know, Hal and Reed supposedly met the Green Men there. I buy it, I just don't think they were walking around. I think the Green Men that Hal met were just children of the forest wed to the trees thousands of years ago at the time of the pact. They were witnesses to the pact, which states don't cut down the weirwoods or it's back on, war. Which is probably why they made the second Night King when the Andals arrived. But I drift. My point is, these are the only children left alive. These children here at Bloodraven's cave. So in the show there's 6 of them. And this one, she threw a magic bomb at Bran and she almost got him. And she murdered Jojen. I mean, it's deceptive, but the Whites are the good guys in this scene. They're trying to help. This one's like, hey Jojen, you alright buddy? But nope, he dead. At the hands of the evil children of the forest. This one pretended to kill a White Walker, but she knew it wasn't going to work. It was all part of a ploy. They were acting, tricking Bran. But then my girl Meera took one out, and the children of the forest were like, uh-oh, that was not part of the plan. So Leaf had to do it. She chased down Bran, Hodor, and Meera. She's running after them, and she tried to blow them up. Luckily, they got away.
I make joke.
At this point, Leaf was the last of the children of the forest. So Hodor's end was really tragic, since Bran forced Hodor to hold the door. Check out that video. As a result, it's easy to overlook Summer's sacrifice, the other children's sacrifices, and most importantly, it's easy to overlook the magnitude of Leaf's choice right here. What we're seeing here is the extinction of her race, by her own choice. She blew herself up to protect Bran and effectively save the world. For humans, it's incredible. So in terms of the show, are they evil? No, definitely not. Misplaced hate makes disgrace to races get off their back. The children of the forest were arguably as good as the very best, such as innocent, uncorrupted children like Shireen. In real life, children are better than adults, and I'm sure this wasn't lost on George R.R. Martin thematically. Like I always say, the story started with the children of the forest, and it's going to end with the dawn of a new day for the children of tomorrow. But that's just the show. What about the books? It's even more obvious in the books. I'm going to start calling them singers for the rest of this video, not the children of the forest, because that's what they call themselves. Those who sing the Song of Earth. Singers. When Bran first gets to the cave, Bran notices that the singer's voice had a strange music in it, like none that he had ever heard, and a sadness that he thought might break his heart. What a line. George R. R. Martin's a wizard. Bran then asks, "Where are the rest of you?" And Leaf says, "Dead," meaning the 70 children at the cave, the 60 of them, that's it. That's them, their entire race. Leaf goes on to say, and let me warn you, this is pretty sad, but it's one of the best passages in the entire series. And it gives us a clue as to what Leaf learned when she traveled around the world of man for 200 years. She says, "The gods gave us long lives, but not great numbers, lest we overrun the world, as deer will overrun a wood where there are no wolves to hunt them. That was in the dawn of days, when our sun was rising. Now it sinks, and this is our long dwindling. The giants are almost gone as well, they who are our bane and our brothers. The great lions of the western hills have been slain, the unicorns are all but gone, the mammoths down to a few hundred. The direwolves will outlast us all, but their time will come as well. In the world that men have made, there is no room for them or us."
As the numbers swelled, men needed ever more fields and timber. Of course, they saw that the great forests could provide both.
She seemed sad when she said it, and that made Bran sad as well. It was only later that he thought, men would not be sad. Men would be wroth. Men would hate and swear bloody vengeance. The singers sing sad songs, where men would fight and kill. So what did Leaf learn when she walked around the world of man for 200 years? It seems to me that Leaf learned that humans aren't all that bad, and they're worth dying for. So on an evil scale of 1 to 10, 1 being Shireen,
I loved that girl, like she was my own.
and 10 being Tywin Lannister,
Men's laws give you the right to bear my name and display my colors, since I cannot prove that you are not mine.
the children of the forest, the singers, are undoubtedly beautiful, selfless, and extinct.